What's up, everybody, to the Three Live Stream universe? This is Star Wars, and today we're going to be talking about a possible season 2, if we would like it, what we would like to see if they did it. Are we going to get more Obi-Wan content? But today, first and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to our guest we have on the panel. It is Curtis Schultz, and ever since I've been doing this channel, I swear he's been here since the start. So I want to give a huge shout out to him, and also he is an Army veteran, so we definitely want to pay our respects to him. Appreciate everything you've done for us, sir. 100%.
Thanks, appreciate it. But I know you guys would do it if you could.
Yes, sir. Definitely think we should respect all the men and women serving. And with me, as always, below me, we got Tusken TV. Looks like we got Power of the Son of a Biscuit.
What's up?
Ben Kenobi down there. What's up, Ben?
What's up?
And you know it's coming. You know it's coming. The man who just wants a liter of cola. Ramrod. All right. So how's everybody's week's been going? Busy?
Not too bad.
Mine's been all right. Not bad.
Got the Monday off, so short week.
Hot. I don't know how hot it is for everybody else, but today it was reading 105 here.
Well, luckily, I don't have to work outside anymore. So.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
We cooled down. We got mid-80s today.
Tusk, have you been on a little bit of a mini vacation? I know you said you're out of town.
Kind of, but it's been hot.
I saw you post some pictures of were you at some horror con?
No.
Bro, are we gonna beef all night long?
I'm eating an apple.
Hurry the fuck up, bro. We gotta talk Star Wars.
Well, he's probably got something after the apple, so you're gonna have to wait.
Spaghetti.
I told you.
Where's almost good?
You got garlic bread.
Okay, so we've already reviewed the series pretty good, but I thought it'd be a good idea to get Curtis Schultz as kind of what he may have wanted to talk about the series. I'm sure you had some things you wanted to go over, and we could kind of go over it with him. So go ahead and take the floor, Curtis. Talk about anything you'd like to maybe talk about with the series.
The series overall, I was kind of glad they had it. There's a lot of nitpicks I got about it, like a lot, but overall, it had a lot of cool content. Sorry, that threw me off there for a second.
I know. I gotta get you, man. You gotta be initiated. Go ahead.
And then I hope they do have a second season, and they learn from what mistakes they've done. And I've seen some interviews with the actual person who wrote it, and he how do I explain it? He said he wrote it. There's a couple things he didn't know about, and it got chopped up anyway.
Oh, I heard something about that. I'm sure you guys might have heard that too. I also heard that they modified the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fight scene, was it?
I believe so.
You heard about that, Ben?
Yeah, I heard they modified a couple of things actually and changed up the script a little bit.
I thought I heard some rumblings about Reva was originally supposed to die, and they changed that.
Yeah. Well, I heard about it.
Told you. They need that marketing money. They need that character to last more than just one season, I'm telling you.
They're like, we made toys, guys.
Do what?
Have another Darth Maul.
They said they're saying that they're going to have a series with her, and she's also supposed to show up in some other series.
Yeah, I bet you she shows up in like Andor or something like that.
Yeah, that's what
I bet you.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think we'll kind of touch on what Tuss brought up, Andor. I think we're going to kind of touch on some of the upcoming series later on the show, but yeah, he brings up a good point. Like Ramrod, what was your favorite part of the series?
Well, I'd have to say that last episode. The fight with between Vader and Obi-Wan, which reconfirmed that they are not going against canon as far as what was said in their last fight. I'm talking about the last fight, because definitely when they parted there, they could easily say that Obi-Wan was still the master, and so that he could have been referring to that moment instead of the one at the end of Revenge of the Sith. So that's kind of my favorite moment throughout the series.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Stan? BSH TV. Big Stan Harris is here. What up, brother?
Big Stan.
So I kind of wanted to have a little bit of discussion about the series before we went into it. What's the thing you like? What's the thing that was your least favorite, Ramron? If you had
least favorite, I think, was their budget. So there's so many misses that you could definitely look at and tell that it was because of their budget that they didn't do better. Other than that, I know Reva started off a little bit rocky, and we talked about that, but she got better whenever she stopped trying to be this badass Inquisitor person. So when she started being real. So those moments, like the part at the gate on that third episode, was it the third? Yeah, the third episode, where the gate should have extended out. They could have just walked around, but I'm imagining that they meant to put something there, but maybe they ran out of money. Anyway, that was it. Man,
let's see. While Tusk is still kind of eating his stuff, Ben, it's up to you. Like if you had a favorite or least favorite.
Well, I actually thought Tiny Leia was pretty cool. Usually I hate whenever they try to, force a child actor into something. He just pops up for a second. Usually I hate whenever they try to force a child actor in something to try to make it more relatable to kids, but I felt like, she did a pretty good job of being like a strong, independent character, and like the actress does a good job. If I was going to change anything, I agree with Ramrod. I'd be changing that budget. Jesus, you're Disney, for God's sake. Like, why does it look like Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Oh, good one.
I just finished. I'm sure you guys have been watching Stranger Things, and like just watching, like it's crazy. And I know they're not in space, but like they still need a cinematographer and like all these people, and like it looks like a movie. It's presented like a movie, and like like we were talking in our past videos, it kind of feels like everything was a little bit rushed, a little bit one take, So I'd like to see that go away, for sure.
It reminded me when I used to watch sci-fi movies, from the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah. And the scene that really shows is like if you go back and watch that scene where Obi-Wan's freeing Tiny Leia from the torture device on that water castle or wherever they are, like just watch that scene where he's in there with the lightsaber. Like it's kind of rough. You could just see it kind of looks like a fan film right there.
Now, don't forget, Disney they brought the Power Rangers to the United States as well as Ninja Turtles, and they run both of those franchises and sold them back. So don't forget that.
And that's why we have Tusken TV on the panel, because of his knowledge. What's up, Tusken?
Yeah, they definitely did a number on those, and they gave them back. And like, here you go, these are damaged goods.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They owned both of those for like.
They actually had them in the parks at the MGM Studios Parks, which is now Hollywood Studios. They had them there for 5 years, and they ran it into the dirt. And then they're like, okay, these guys aren't bringing any money, because then they came out with the Ninja Turtles show that had the female. They brought in the females to the Ninja Turtles, and then it just downhill.
Yeah, it's they didn't. I don't think they understood like the audiences, and probably got a bunch of people that don't understand those franchises, and they're working on it. But like, isn't Saban taking over it now? I know this is off topic, but
Oh yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole problem with a lot of things going on is they got these people writing it, and you could tell, especially through their interviews, it's just a paycheck to them. They have no idea what
money.
Oh, you don't want to get me on a broken record here, Curtis.
It's like it's a lot of times they secretly, it's not even secretly, they put an agenda in there to push it through, this narrative they want to push through. They've been doing it for a while now, and that's the biggest issue. They let an agenda control the story instead of the story to come naturally, and that's what's been messing up, I think, a lot lately.
Yeah. Big Stan says, yeah, a lot of people call out the gate scene.
Hey, we cannot forget about the screws and the plywood in the second episode. Cannot forget about that.
Invest in that company.
It blows my mind because we started talking about budget, and two of y'all said budget, and I'm sure Tusk might get there because we got to let Tusk go next. But it blows my mind that they didn't have. What up, Marcos? Marcos is here. What's up,
Marcos?
It blows my mind that they had such a low budget for this. I mean, you're not talking about.
What was
the
that?
fuck was that?
Me.
Who's playing a video game in the background?
That might have been Masters of the Universe that guy playing back here. I don't know. I don't think it was. Hold on. No, I don't think it was.
It sounds like
where
somebody
that came
playing
from.
a video game. How could they have such a low budget for this? We're not talking about like a new character. We're talking about an established. Like,
I think, to be honest with you, I think they're banking on people just to flock to it because of the name. They're like, just use a small budget and we'll just use it. Give them a small budget. Put Ewan McGregor back in there. He's gonna be fine. We'll make plenty of money off of it.
Yeah, bring in these original or characters from the series, from the movies, and we'll just bank on that.
Yeah.
I mean, because even Disney, even with the parks, with like the Galaxy's Edge, they were like, just build it. We don't even advertise it, and people will come. And then what happened? People were like, we don't want to come see this park.
Yeah.
And then now they have like millions of dollars in advertising, for just the park area.
what's up, Neo? Neo just checked in. What's going on, sir?
What's up, Neo?
So, go ahead. I think Tusk needs to go. If you had a favorite part, and if you had a least favorite part.
Least favorite part.
Just kind of the,
Probably the underwater force scene where he couldn't use the force, and all of a sudden he's holding back millions of gallons of water. That part to me was like, man, okay, now he can hold all this water back. That part was kind of weak for me. And then, well, I have to say the aerial scenes, there were none. Like, there are no TIE fighters, nothing flying around. There was nothing going on. That bugged me. That's one thing we always brought up in everyone. That bugged me a lot, actually, because you never saw anything until the end. Best part, some of the best parts were probably Darth Vader. One of my favorite parts is like when he's walking down the alley or in the middle of town and he snaps that dude's neck for no reason at all. It just shows him being vicious. You know what I mean? I think that's the part I wanted to see. I wanted to see more of that. And the only other part I think that's kind of whack was whenever I was hoping he's going to do the whole Dooku decapitation thing on Reva, and he didn't. He just kind of gave her a jab, and that was it. Because he had both lightsabers. I mean, you're like, okay, he's going to do the thing. He's going to do the thing, and then he doesn't do the thing. I was hoping, but it didn't happen.
So go ahead, Curtis. We'll hit you up, and then we'll start off with our main topic.
Yeah, I agree with the budget because, like, the Grand Inquisitor, he did not look like the Grand Inquisitor. And they can't say that they didn't do a live action of his species because they didn't.
Episode 2, right?
Episode 3.
3.
Yeah. Just before they shot, they got Order 66.
Grievous. Yeah.
Shot at Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's when he goes and he's looking for Grievous, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yep. They first land there, and the guy's like, "They're here," or whatever.
That was cool because they always reminded me of vampires. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
remind me of the vampires that I mean, I think there's like that one vampire movie where with oh my god, what's the cat's name?
Nosferatu.
No, not Nosferatu, but it looked stylistic to the Bram Stoker's Dracula. Remember even the Dracula Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who it reminded me of. Yeah, a lot actually.
Yeah. Now,
What up, Pop the Trunk Toys? Sorry, go ahead, Curtis. What up, Pop?
Pops, what's up? Hey, did anybody see like the Grand Inquisitor's eyes at all? Did they ever have the Sith eyes?
They kind of look like they tried to, but from far away, I don't know if it was lighting or what. They just look black to me.
Yeah, I was having trouble seeing that. And if they
Yeah.
didn't have the Sith eyes, I'm like, why didn't they do that? That's probably one of their easier things they could do.
Now the other dude did for sure. I
Yeah.
can't remember that guy's name. The other guy did, but I don't think the Grand Inquisitor really did. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
I was trying to see if he had them. I couldn't tell. So like, there's just
How
their
come
budget-
Reva didn't either? Like hers,
Reva never did neither.
yeah.
Well,
So I don't think either one of those two did.
I thought this was some kind of excuse. I don't know if you think the same thing, Ben Ramrod, but there's supposed to be a Sith master and a Sith apprentice. So I feel like all this other stuff is just reasons to have other people who are, they're kind of like Sith. Because to be honest with you, the bad guys are always cool, right?
Yeah.
But we're only supposed to have two. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, I was just agreeing. Bad guys are cooler.
Yeah. But
Yeah, they're not really Sith. They're just dark, Force users.
Yeah.
Dark
So
Yeah.
Sith or
to
whatever.
me, I didn't think they were supposed to have the red eyes because there's only supposed to be two. So educate me on that.
Well, in the Rebels cartoon, the Grand Inquisitor had
Yeah, it's red. Yeah.
the reddish yellow eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does that float, though? I mean, there's not supposed to be more than two Sith.
Well,
That
I always
But they're
thought
not
it was-
necessarily a Sith, though.
I always thought it was just the use of the dark side.
Yeah, it's like darks. Because even oh my gosh, even when Anakin, like, he's not really a Sith Lord, but his eyes start changing too. Before I guess he was kind of like being in training, I guess, but
Yeah, because I think Palpatine actually took him as his apprentice before, you know what I'm saying? Because you saw that scene where he took him. So after then, his eyes did go red. If you're talking about episode 3.
Yeah, but I think that was after he killed all the little kids and
yeah, that's after it,
went
and his
too
eyes turn. Yeah.
far and killed those the separatists.
Oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, there's a good picture of it when he's in that lava place killing those separatist people.
Pop the Trunk Toy says, can't be called Sith, but user of the dark side. Yeah, that's what the guys on the panel were saying. So I hear you. So with that, our main topic is, it's kind of a two-part. So we'll go round. We'll start with Ramrod. Do you want a season 2? And if so, okay, we'll start with, do you want a season 2?
I think so. It just kind of depends on what they do with it. I don't think they necessarily have to do anything with the Skywalker kids. But they could probably go off and do something else with where Kenobi's the central character. But I would kind of like to see what they would do. Just hoping they don't, ruin it.
All right. What's up, Bullwinkle 80? For everybody knows, we'll have him on the 3 Live stream action figure and toy show tomorrow night, along with Ben. Ben will be there.
Yep.
Go ahead, Curtis. So we'll just propose the question first. Go to Curtis, then go to Ben, then go to Tusk. Do you want a season 2?
Yeah, because I want to see what direction they would go in. I kind of think they might have a direction of having Reva in it, maybe pop up somewhere in there, because they are pushing her character. But I really think it'd be cool because Obi-Wan, you can have so many adventures. He walked off with Qui-Gon's spirit, so I see some more Qui-Gon in there, hopefully.
Right.
That'd be nice. So yeah, I would like to see a second season.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I'd like to see a second season. That gives them time to actually watch the Star Wars movies and, like, you know, write a script around it. And, like, I would hope, my favorite thing about whenever they do Star Wars side projects is they kind of answer questions of what happened to characters and what were certain characters doing. I know they like to introduce new characters and, like, you know, do a little story about them. I don't really care about that. I like them to, like, I mean, that's the fun part of Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff like that. They go back to these characters and kind of, like, show them having adventures. So for them to bring in some, like, older characters, I know Jay and I were talking about, we want to know what happened to Jar Jar. We want to know what.
Do we really?
Yeah, we do. We do want to know what happened to him. But, like, that would be cool. And I would personally like to see them do something with, like, Forlom and Zuckuss and Bosk and stuff like that. And, you know, maybe Darth Vader hires them and they go after Obi-Wan, because we never really see any of them in action. And we see them in Clone Wars and stuff like that. But, you know, in any of the movies. And
Hey, man.
as many boys as there are of those characters, like, I think they should put them in something live action.
What's up, Zelda and the Prophet Director? What's going on, sir? Good to see you guys here. Bro, there's no hating. If you like Jar Jar, we all know a wise man says, if you like it, you win. That's what's important. If you like Jar Jar, whatever character you like, fuck what anybody else says. That's, you know, that's what's good. So go ahead, Tusk. Would you like a season 2?
I'm going to be in a minority here. I'm going to say no, absolutely not. Don't give me a season 2. I'm tired of this bullcorn. No, what I'd actually say is Disney has a way of taking a great character and totally destroying it. So I can see them slowly destroying this character way in the middle of this, and that's not what I want to see. It's just like that's their freaking. They do it every freaking time, man. They take a great character and they just totally just rip it apart, man. It's like, why? I don't need to know how many times he goes to the bathroom. I mean, that's the next thing. Obi-Wan's, you know, got a urinary tract infection, you know, or passing a kidney stone. You know, they're going to figure out some way to write that in the story. But no, for real though, I would be happy if they stopped it here and they took those characters and they splintered them off to something else. You know what I mean? Like you were talking about Andor, they can do like added piece of this person's character to this, or they took Obi-Wan, he's on this. You know what I mean? Like instead of actually making a dedicated show to their journey, like splinter off and to other parts. I can see something going like that, but
like he could be, you know, do guest shots in Andor or something.
Yeah, like just sprinkled all over. Even like the Book of Boba Fett, like totally like do something with that storyline and like dude, they got to do something with that one, because that one, boy, you want to talk about big old Amber Heard turd. That was it, man.
Go ahead, Curtis. I think Curtis wanted to chime in with you there.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, that Andor is a perfect time to bring in Obi-Wan. That's that whole timeline there.
Yeah, because you can add new characters as well as old characters and just kind of sprinkle them in all around. It doesn't necessarily have to be a show that's like where they have to show this one side of a character. I don't know. It's almost like I would be fine if they just stopped it here. This was his like little segue and then they splintered it off. I would be fine with that as well. Would I watch the other one? Yeah, I'd watch it just to see what they're trying to do with it. But yeah, they just have a way of like taking it and just going a little bit too far and wanting to add certain things into it that really should. There should be a cloak of mystery around certain aspects of the storyline. To me, not everything has to be explained. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I can't see them doing anything with Luke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what are they going to do? Are they going to kill him off? They're going to change the whole thing. You know what I mean? That's my ongoing joke. It's like that's what they're going to do. But I mean,
and you know, for those that think that you know that they broke canon by involving Leia as much as they did in this series, I don't agree. But I think if they used her any more than what they just did, then they would be doing what everybody's saying that they would be breaking canon.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Yeah, there cannot be any more like that's got to be it, because there really can't be anything else.
I think they were pushing it there, but if they leave it alone, it'd be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we need to post that to the chat too. Chat, would you guys like to see a season 2? Go ahead, Tusk.
But I do have to say one thing. One thing I've enjoyed about this show is all the memes I've been seeing on the internet. I mean, that's been bringing me some delight to see all the weird memes. Especially my favorite one is the one with Obi-Wan. You could be anything. And she's like, I'm Reva Skywalker. That's like my favorite one. I just love that's the best meme I've ever seen in a while. But I mean,
Take that, Anakin.
yeah, exactly. But no, I think this show it's for a show to pass time. Like I've said it before, I think if this was a normal show, would I have watched it all the way through? And my answer probably still is, I probably wouldn't if it was any other show. You know what I mean? Just because the way it kind of drew out weird, and if it was anything else, I probably would have stopped. But the only reason I kind of kept into it and watching it was because it is a Star Wars storyline, and you want to see this stuff play out. But I don't know.
I thought the Book of Boba Fett was weird at the beginning.
Yeah.
I agree with
Oh, that show was weird through and through, man.
Yeah.
Before we go on to that, the prop director says, I don't believe in saying don't make that. There's always someone that wants to watch it. And if you're not one of them, then you don't have to watch it. But don't take it away from those who want to. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I think everybody here just pretty much said that.
Yep. You know,
I agree in some cases, but like, you know, remember when they bullied them into correcting Sonic the Hedgehog and it turned out great and made lots of money?
I'm gonna say that was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good turn.
feedback is always and should be considered.
we posed the question to the chat, and Big Stan says regarding season 2, I don't feel as if there's enough content for second season, but I'm thinking there will be a strong tie-in with Andor from certain elements from the Obi-Wan series. And I do believe Curtis and Tusk did resonate the same feelings as well on that.
Yeah, I totally think the same thing. I think they can sprinkle it out abroad. I don't think it needs to be another season. But
I'd like to see some more of those side characters that we got to. You know,
oh yeah,
too.
I think some of the side, like we were talking before, like I think some of the side characters were the better characters out of the whole storyline.
Like the comedian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And I mean, maybe this was like their show to like kind of do that and see how well these characters, like how people got involved with some of these other characters. Maybe that's what they want to do with some of the new shows. Because even the guy that's going to be doing the new Star Wars movie, I cannot remember how to say that guy's name. The guy who did Thor Ragnarok. What's his name? The comedian guy.
Oh,
Taika
Taika.
Waititi.
Yeah. Yes. How do you say it again?
I think
Taika
it's
Waititi. Isn't it?
Taika. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We should have like just his name so we can just put across the screen. but him though, I mean, like even he wants to do some more, like he's gonna get his own trilogy basically, and I think it's funny because it came out and he actually asked Natalie Portman to be in the new films, not realizing she was in episode 1, 2, and 3. Heard about that?
Okay,
Okay, yes, but one requirement: you got to go watch the entire series.
It's like, how can you do that, man? How do you not know she's in those movies? And her reply was, "I was in 3 Star Wars movies." It's like I was in those first 3.
don't make me play my broken record on that one. That's the second time I could have chimed in on that. I will not.
It ain't, yeah, the whole thing. Dang, it's
All right, so I'll give my thoughts. Do I want the season 2? Not necessarily do I want a season 2. What I want is more Obi-Wan content. And like you guys, yes, as you guys have said before, he can be put in other things. But I'm saying don't fucking put him in like a 5-minute scene. That'll make me angry, okay? There's a lot of freaking content that can be talked about further on where they left off. You know what I mean? From that time to the time he has Vader strike him down. There's lots of stuff that could be done and would be very interesting. So I just want more Obi-Wan content.
Yeah, I agree. Same what they did with Luke with the Book of Boba Fett. Like he's thrown in towards the back, but it made kind of sense towards the end part. You know what I mean? Which will lead back on to the Mandalorian show later on. So
I want to say this too before we go on to the next part. Like basically tonight we're just talking about anything Star Wars anybody wants to, but This is being left on the table. This is a thing where I think it sucks. Okay, they did the Star Wars movie in 77, right? All right, so they wrote how Obi-Wan and Vader's relationship was. All right, they shoehorned everything in, like Ramrod was saying. They didn't break canon. You know what I'm saying? There was only supposed to be like one supposed meeting or whatever. They never knew that this would be such a vast universe. So I don't fault them for that. There's no way they could have known that this was going to be such a large hit.
Correct.
So what sucks though is the relationship that Vader and Obi-Wan have. Dude, Vader's obsessed with Obi-Wan. So until he strikes him down, Obi-Wan and Vader are not going to have any more contact. As obsessed as he is with him right now, okay? So Obi-Wan's just going to be off the grid. You know, if Vader is this fucking obsessed now, he's going to continue to be obsessed, especially after almost when he got his ass handed to him. So that's a part where our hands are tied because of a movie they did in 77, which, like I said, no shade to them. Nobody knew this was going to take off. It almost reminds me of Optimus Prime and Megatron. They fight all the time. They need each other to be the opposite. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can't have one without the other. There's no story.
Yep. Without evil.
I mean, I don't know what you think on that, Curtis, but it's like, damn, there's a lot that could be done there, but can't be done.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
I think Ben was saying something about a what if. I'm not a big fan of the what if, and no shade to anybody that is. You know, people like, hey, we could do a what if. You know, what if Vader and Obi-Wan, you know, did continue fighting and it was thought out. You know, but
I mean, yeah, I like the comic book. What if? You know, what if this happened? What if? You know, I like that series, but. Honestly, for if you're talking about what if for this franchise, what you're really talking about is a reboot, and I don't know if we're ready for that.
Oh, they're talking.
Or he might be talking about Digger getting loud in here. They might be talking about like
whoever's making them noises is stuck. Come on now.
I could believe in like what ifs, like the Marvel what ifs, like the cartoon when they did them for the actual Disney, they were actually pretty good, man.
Those were good.
The what if zombie, dude, I'm a big zombie fan, so dude, anything with zombies, dude, I'm gonna watch it anyway. But the what if with the zombies, I love that part. It was awesome. Now I could see them. I said it before, man. I would love to see a show that's just the Vader's Castle storyline, that whole horror part. They could do all kinds of crazy stuff with that. Like go into like his like mental breakdown. What's that? Oh,
I was just saying yes, Cardoon.
Cardoon show? Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
They'll probably never make that show.
They won't make that show.
Probably not, but go ahead.
She's a cool character.
Oh,
but yet they could do so much though.
Right. Bullwinkle says we need a Vader show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think we all can agree that there needs to be more Vader. I have not had enough Vader. To be honest, we've had very little bit. We had Revenge of the Sith. We had him in 4, 5, and 6.
See, people say they say, well, you got Vader in 4, 5, and 6, and you had him in Episode 3. No. We had Anakin, and we had Anakin Vader conflicting. I want to see straight up Vader snapping necks like he did that kid in the alley or in the streets. That's what I want to see. I want that.
You want that
crazy
Rogue
Vader.
One, that Rogue One Vader.
Yeah, I want some of that Vader. Like that's what I want to see. I want to see that. I want to see him, you know, snapping necks and cashing checks. Man, that's all I want to see him do. I mean, that's all I want to see him do. That's it.
If they did it right, they could do it. But there's a lot of potential for them to just screw it up. Again, though, if we think they screw it up, we can just ignore it and let other people, you know, enjoy it. But still,
they could get so crazy with Vader's Castle storyline. They could just like go off the rails with that, and no one would blink an eye. You know what I mean? Like you could get wild with that for real.
Go ahead, Ben.
All I was gonna say, if they made that, they'd probably get like James Wan and be like, "Do you know anything about Star Wars?" And he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Not really, no." And they're like, "Do you want to direct something?" He'd be like, "Okay."
Yeah, give
Yeah.
me some ring action. Give me some like you know what I'm talking about, the eye and the grudge type action going on there. Yeah.
So that was a before we do the kind of the next thing. I have to say something about this. Somebody brought up reboot, and we're gonna go around and talk about
Ain't no
Ramrod.
thing. No way.
Ramrod, a Star Wars reboot. I'm just gonna
No.
leave that go.
I'm not ready for it.
I'm not ready for time travel in this.
Curtis,
I don't want to see it happen, but it's got a strong thing that it's going to. So
what do you have any one particular thing or several things that you can think off the top of your head that makes you think that?
that they're going to do it. They just had there's an article right now that from Disney that you can get on the internet, and I'll look it up and send it to you.
Okay.
But there, it looks like it's like 75% maybe getting there to where they're going to do it.
I think I know what Ben might say. Go ahead.
I'd say like, do I want it? No. Do I feel like they're going to? I think eventually, yeah, because I think the general consensus is like outside of the Mandalorian, I don't think like their projects are working to the reception that they expected they might. And kind of like what we were talking about earlier with Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles, they just didn't know what to do with those properties eventually. So like, they kind of run them into the ground is more appropriate. But like, I've also heard that with like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they were also like talking about like, what would it look like if they were to reboot that? And it's because, once the idea horse is out of ideas, like, what do you do? And like, Disney's pretty bad about not knowing how to continue something, so they just reboot it.
Well, honestly, for a reboot to work, I would think they would need to let the franchise get cold.
Yeah.
And
They're
move on to
not gonna-
something else, and then come back and say, "Hey, we're going to reboot this," kind of like they did Battlestar Galactica. I mean, the '80s series was colder than cold, and they came out and rebooted Battlestar Galactica, and it was an awesome series. But I am not ready for them to reboot that because that's, to me, is too soon. It's not cold yet.
Yeah, it's
I
not
don't-
cold. Yeah.
I don't think they can reboot it. I think they can come out with a whole different storyline that's in the Star Wars universe and be fine. Like with Rogue One, even though it tied in like other areas, you still got new characters in it. I thought it was fantastic.
There's
And
so
most
many
of your
there's so many gaps in the universe. We could pick and choose and do that all day long.
Yeah, you could
yeah,
do
I mean
Old
that's how.
Republic.
I think the Rogue One was like a perfect example of them being able to tie old universe and stuff we haven't seen before perfectly. I mean, they did a great job with it.
Yep.
A lot of people didn't like the Solo stuff. I mean, that movie didn't do well, but man, I still like that movie.
I
That's
like
one of my
Solo.
favorites.
I
Yeah.
like Solo.
I thought it had a bad rap, man, for real. I mean, how? But here's the problem now. How are you going to replace such an iconic actor, Harrison Ford, with a newer guy? That was the biggest hurdle they had to deal with. And I thought Danny Glover did a great job as Lando. I mean, even what you had a new Chewbacca at that point in time, because I think Peter Mayhew had passed by that time. I mean, but granted, Chewbacca is not really like a face character, but there are certain things that he does that were Peter Mayhew. That's what made Chewbacca. And there's, you know what I mean? It is a guy in a suit, so there are some little things that you will notice. But I thought it was great. But then again, like you got to see different parts. You got to see, of course, you had to see another like ice planet, but you saw new trooper type characters, and you got to see a train robbery. You got to see stuff that was like a cowboy train robbery heist scene that was pretty cool. I don't know. I think people just want to. Sometimes people just get stuck on certain things, and they just don't want to.
I think
See
people
something new.
I think people are just. I think a lot of people are just negative, and I'm like, man, I want to live in a world that still continues putting Star Wars stories out, even if I don't like it. Maybe somebody else does, And even if I don't like it, they'll still do some more. Maybe there'll be one I do like, but at least I have a shot. But if I want to fucking knock it all down all the time, then, you know, what if what if we're the what if we're the people or all the people out there who are part of just killing the thing that you want to see? I would never want to be part of that.
Right.
So, I'm gonna let Curtis take the helm on this one. We're gonna talk about this one real quick. We have a couple new stories coming out. One would be Andor, but the one I want to talk about, Curtis brought to my attention. Go ahead.
Is Tales of the Jedi, which is a old Dark Horse comic book series, and it's got like a bunch of short, I guess, different type of stories in it, if I remember correctly. But this particular one they showed at the Star Wars convention that they had a couple months ago. They showed an actual clip of it, and it had Qui-Gon in it. And Qui-Gon is going to be voiced by Liam Neeson, and the younger Qui-Gon, because there's going to be younger Qui-Gon in it as well, and he's going to be voiced by Liam Neeson's son. So I'm kind of excited about it. So I know it's a cartoon, but I actually think their cartoons seem to be a little bit better on some part or most parts.
Yeah, I think the thing is like with the cartoons, they can get away with a lot more because they can actually afford to draw like whatever graphics, and they can design it a certain way. They don't have to use prosthetics, and is it going to be more of like a 2D, or is it going to be more of like 3D?
Yeah, I guess the characters that we have confirmed are Ahsoka, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Dooku.
A lot of it's about Dooku, I believe, as well as since you brought that up, I almost forgot to say that.
Right. So, Ramrod, what are your thoughts on this? I don't know. Like, if you like Star Wars, I feel like you like cartoons. Go ahead. What do you think about this new Qui-Gon series?
It sounds interesting, and because they're doing it in the animated form, I mean, doesn't matter that Qui-Gon's, there's no way it can be the young Qui-Gon, but I think if it's done right, I mean, it should, be well received, kind of like, Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah. That's one thing I liked about Clone Wars and Rebels is they had a bunch of episodes. It wasn't like, maybe like 15 episodes. They had like around 24, 25 episodes, I believe, each season. So hopefully this will be like that. So
Now, go ahead, Ben.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, like I think their constraints are a little bit, not as bad whenever it comes to a cartoon. They can put whatever voice actor playing a character, kind of like they did Mace Windu and everybody in the Clone Wars. They don't have to really worry about, can we afford to pay Samuel Jackson to get back in the roles and stuff like that. I know they're getting like Liam Neeson to play Qui-Gon and stuff like that, but if they wanted those other characters in there, they don't have to get that face. They can just get someone that sounds like the voice.
Yeah. A lot of people out there that can they're good with their voices and sound just like them. But yeah, that's I'm excited for that one. I am excited for Andor from way it sounds and what I've seen, and I don't know how they're gonna screw it up if they do, but it sounds like it's something that's going to be like really, really good. And it's more than like 7 or 8 episodes. It's supposed to be like 17 or 18 episodes. And there's already going to be multiple seasons of Andor as well.
I got something I want to say after Tusk goes. Tusk, what do you think about this new series coming up? It's supposed to be the fall. So Andor is supposed to be this summer, and the Qui-Gon is supposed to be this fall.
I mean, it should be cool. I have, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I don't really get into the cartoons very much. I mean, I like watch and spot check them every once in a while. It's kind of weird to like a lot of Star Wars. I like the cinematic films than I do the actual cartoons. But I mean, to each their own. I mean, I think there's cool storylines in it. Definitely, like the Bad Batch and stuff like that, and the Clone War storylines. I remember seeing the the Clone Wars movie when it came out in the theaters. That style, I thought that. I mean, that was. I mean, when I first saw that, I mean, man, that was pretty cool. But like I said, to me, that's more of like that's their way to get more the anime, because what they're aiming for is the anime generation. That's what they want. They want the anime people to get into it, and they want to sell some more Funko Pops. Is what it, that's what
Funko Pops.
you already know that. I mean, for real, that's their whole goal. I mean, they have to have merchandise, and I understand that, and they want to bring in a younger generation, which is also cool. Which is, I mean, like Bub, he likes the Clone Wars and stuff like that, and it brings a whole different dynamic, and then it brings that storyline into the stuff that we grew up with. So I think that's all cool. But for me, yeah, I think it's cool for the new generation to get in on it, and it just I just don't really watch the cartoons. But Bad Batch, I actually like that one. That was pretty good. And I do like how they brought in Darth Maul back in, and you got to see some more of his stuff. Because, like, to be honest with you, you wouldn't be able to do that in a live movie. It costs too much money for them to do it. I mean, that's the way for them to explain parts of the storylines where they can't physically and monetarily make it happen because it's going to be too expensive anyway.
Yeah.
So,
What up? Fast Steady showed up in the chat. What's going on, sir? I will say, when it comes to Qui-Gon Jinn, I would like as much content as I can get, but I have a hard time watching Star Wars cartoons. Just like Tusk had mentioned, I am more of a cinematic than I am cartoons. Cartoons can be very hard for me to get into. Yes, I've seen the Clone Wars, but I'm going to tell you, for me, it was a hard watch. For several first seasons, it was a very hard watch.
it's probably longevity. You know what I mean? Like, you have this long storyline. Those storylines are something you really have to be invested in. You know what I mean? Because it's a long stretch. They're good. It just
And when I hear those characters and they don't have that same voice, to me, it's just like,
that's kind of like when they change, like if they change Optimus Prime.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Rebels for me, it was all right. The first, like, I think it was the first two seasons, and then the third season, it went a little bit more adult. And it got
I'm fine. I'm fine with adult, but I like I said, I need to recognize those characters. And like anytime we read a comic or read some kind of media or novel, if you're reading Darth Vader, in your head you hear Darth Vader. If you read other iconic things like Optimus Prime, you hear Peter Cullen in your head. Okay. And when I saw Clone Wars, I'm like, I'm struggling on all of it, but these aren't the guys in my head. So
I think, it's funny though. It's like when I hear Bub talk about certain things, I'm like, I have no idea who those characters are, man. I just know I only know these guys from here. You know what I mean? He knows all of them. He knows like all these guys and how this person tied in with this person. And sometimes I think, this is just me speaking, sometimes I think when you have so many characters and you have so much details, and you have kids and young adults or even adults that get into those details and they like kind of come over them. And so when you have a storyline that comes out that doesn't kind of like in the movies or a television show and it doesn't mend with those, they're kind of like, oh, I'm gonna hate that now because I remember back in this show in episode 3 at, you know what I mean, at 1.25 he said this, but now he's saying this. I mean, you know what I mean? Sometimes it kind of skews the whole vibe sometimes because you have so many hardcore fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so tough when you have hardcore fans. I mean, because like, dude, you gotta admit, people who love Star Wars, they love Star Wars. You know what I mean? And you can love Star Wars and hate it at the same time, and that's where you get that gray Jedi in, because you have this love-hate relationship with it. You want to love it so much, and then you end up hating a lot of it sometimes, or just not agreeing with it. So, Star Wars crowd's a tough crowd. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Whoever's going to talk. Somebody's going to talk.
Oh no, go ahead, Tusk.
Oh, that was it, man. Yeah, it's definitely a tough crowd. Like, you can make one side happy and the other one's going to be miserable. There's never really a common ground. You know what I mean?
Can you guys tell me a franchise that doesn't? It's because it has people involved, and people are
Harry Potter,
polarized. Like people got to fight, people got to bitch, People gotta, you know what I mean? I don't.
No, well, yeah, I agree with you, but there are some like Star Trek. How many people you hear fighting over Star Trek? Not very many, but dude, as soon as you
You
start,
don't know anybody watching it.
Oh,
but you know what I'm saying? Or you have Halo, the new show Halo. Everybody hates it. Then there's no one that likes that show. So you know what I mean? Like Star Wars, it's sometimes you have people that just love it or hate it, or they have this like mix, and it's just like all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like probably they have probably one of the most like toxic fandoms, I think, man, for a franchise. I thought Marvel got that way, but man, Star Wars sometimes you're like, geez, man, calm down,
I
guy.
think it got worse definitely when Kathleen Kennedy took over.
What about Rose?
Yeah.
Rose,
Well, I was gonna.
oh,
her character was written like crap. I don't think it was the actress. I think it was just the character.
Oh, that's the problem though. She took the blunt of it. I was like, dude, that's what they gave her.
Yeah.
Even freaking John Bodega, is that his last name? The guy who played
Bodega?
Finn. Bodega,
Yeah.
yeah, who played Finn. Dude, they had so much potential for Finn, and
Oh,
they just totally ruined it with the freaking Last Jedi, man. Like they could have taken his character like to a whole new
Oh,
level. We could have
man.
saw it like a whole new level.
so I'm in the minority because I know Prophet Director was talking about this a bit ago. I like The Force Awakens. To me, it was great. I liked it. I did not like the 8th one at all. I didn't really feel like that was Luke Skywalker's character.
Nope.
You know? And it goes, okay, so I'm going to do part of the broken record, but not full broken record.
Wait, hold on.
Sure.
With number 8, they just subverted your expectations, man.
No, that's not even my.
That's what he said.
Star Wars
They
canon.
were subverting your
wrong.
expectations of Luke Skywalker. That's what he said.
So, whoever's fucking running Star Wars, all right? There's many people. Stop fucking hiring people that don't know the fucking stories. Okay? So, 8, they thought it was great. They were going to do another trilogy. And let's just have somebody else come in right smack dab in the middle of this motherfucker and just fuck it all up. He wants to go do his own thing, change everything. How the hell did you think? Whoever's running that, how the fuck did you justify that in your head that it was going to go any better than it did?
What's bad about it is he did it on purpose. He knew that was going to happen.
You're right. He did. You know
He
what?
was subverting your expectations, man.
Did that guy say, take a drink for dumbass moments?
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson, here's for you.
Games that attach to the projects, sometimes I think it's almost strategy. If they put like a big name in front of a project and it doesn't quite go the way they want it to, sometimes I think they could put the blame on the name. Like if the project, people end up hating it and they're like, well, they're just going to blame the actor, or they're going to blame the director or whatever. At the end of the day, it's Disney that has the final say in every project, and they oversee the whole entire thing.
Okay. So Ben or Ramrod, whoever, how much involvement does George still have with any of this?
He shows up on set sometimes.
Very little. His creative paid input is very, very little.
Ramrod. Now, when I hear that, and I kind of knew that already, doesn't that seem like a big fucking problem with the stories that he created and the universe he built? And maybe that's where shit just keeps skewing off.
Well,
Go ahead.
Yes and no, because I think he needed to, take a step back because he kept. He just couldn't keep his hands off of what was already released. I liked the part about Han not shooting first. I liked the special editions, but when he kept going back and changing more, and he needed to get a step back from it. But I still think he needed to have some input, into the story, have some say so.
This is his baby, Ramrod. Shouldn't he be there like on the final fucking like gavel? No.
I think he should have some say so.
Okay, so it's kind of like one of those things. Like coming from a position of being like, like an artist and musician, having your own studio, there's a huge, 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 huge issue if you have total creative control of what you're trying to achieve. Sometimes you start doing like what George Lucas does, where you, like, I'm guilty of it too, and I'm guilty of it on some of my videos for YouTube. You go in there and you create, and you're like, oh, I don't like that, I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna change this. Before you know it, your video's not coming out whenever you need it to come out. Before you know it, you've added so much into your storyline it doesn't make sense. Before you know it, like, I've recorded a record 3 times, never got released, because you added so much to it, because you have this potential of what you think it can be, that you add so much to it, it never happens. And that's kind of like what George Lucas, the only reason those movies even got made is because he was underneath the time budget. He had to hire editors to like edit this shit that he, put together. He couldn't do it because like he's like, dude, someone edit it for me. And so went in and chopped it up, and they made these movies that he thought were going to be garbage. You know what I mean? He shot it and he had to put it in somebody else's hands to do it because he was like, dude, I cannot do this. I can't. And so when somebody, it's not just him, you know what I mean? He left it to people because he was basically like, dude, if I do it, I'm going to mess this whole movie up. And
Yeah,
sometimes it's good not to have that control. It's one thing to have some kind of creative control and have not and have some input, but man, if you just do it all yourself, and sometimes, dude, you shoot yourself in the foot and never get completed.
I know exactly what you're saying, and when I meant to gavel, I'm exaggerating. You do need
No, I get you. Yeah, I get
you
you.
need to have a crew with you that keeps you leveled out. Okay,
Yeah,
like I have certain people that I'll get a hold of Marcos or whatever, and I'll say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I always like to bounce ideas off of people to get the best possible, because I probably ain't thinking right, or I'll probably get the best out of. So yeah, a group of people, or a soundboard to where you're getting the best out of what you can do.
I think that's what the issue was. Like I think he went into Lucasfilms. He already had Lucasfilms. He's doing all these big projects and had, Industrial Lights and Magic, and his involvement, all that stuff. And he was like, you know what? If I saw what I did with Jurassic Park, maybe I could do that back with my movie. Add this and that into it. And at that time, I think he had too many yes men around him, too many people that were like, oh yeah, this is a great idea, man. Great. Let's go ahead and let's do 1, 2, and 3. Let's throw in all these politics and let's draw out these scenes really, really long and add all this beautiful CGI in the background. And he kind of like, I think he lost himself a little bit sometimes. I think that's why he decided to like take that back seat too. He even says that like his creative ideas were getting ahead of him. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
I think he's too far back now, though.
yeah.
Too far back.
Yeah.
And we're watching it kind of skew. Go ahead. I think
He
Ben,
did
go
have
ahead.
he did have his own storylines that he took to Disney, and they were like, okay, we'll make these films for you. We're gonna make them. We're gonna buy this franchise from you. He's like, okay, if you say I can come in and help you with the storyline, I will do it. And what they do, he got his money, and they're like, you know what, psych, we're gonna do this.
No.
That's pretty much happened within a year.
Yeah, I mean, and I put a lot of that on Kathleen Kennedy because she sat there and
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
said to his face that she would honor what he created, and then she just did an about face and said,
Yeah.
I imagine she just thought, I'm just going to use this to promote my own agenda here. So
She was
That's-
like his right hand man. Like that's like he mostly trusted.
yeah, he's the one who put her on the board in her position. Like, okay, you're gonna take over my lead as creative consultant, basically,
No.
with it and run with it.
yeah, and then later she's claiming there's no source material.
Oh my God! What? I mean, stop it! God damn it! That shit's starting to piss me off again. There we go.
I mean, and in him, let's
Damn
be
it,
honest.
Ramrod.
I mean, they basically did the same. I mean, you hate to say it, but she basically did the same thing with Indiana Jones. I mean,
oh my
I mean,
God! Oh my
George
God!
Lucas there again. He came in. I got this great idea. Let's throw in some aliens.
All
you know
I
what I
could
mean?
see
And it's
was
like,
Sam Witwicky.
yeah, and so when Steven Spielberg said, basically like, dude, it's not a great idea. We have all these things about like these are historical parts. Why are we gonna go in with aliens? He's like, well, maybe we can make it work. You know what I mean? And then it's just like that's why Spielberg's like, I can't do this, man. I can't do
I
this.
think we should do a show where you guys just intentionally try to get me riled up. That'd be good for people to watch because it's happening tonight.
You
so-
get riled up anyway.
I do, man. I do, man. That's where creative inspiration comes from. You can't be dull, man. So, Ben, I had a question for you.
What's
We'll
up?
start with you. We have cartoons, we have film, big screen movie. Now we have, what will we call these? TV series? I wanted to call them TV series, but it's like they're all on platforms. Would we call them TV series?
Yeah, it's just TV series.
Okay. So, with all that being said, what is your all-time favorite thing to watch? Cartoons, movies, or the TV series?
God. So I don't even like watching TV shows. I don't, because I feel like it's a
When it comes to Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry
even
about that.
And I like watching the movies. Um, it's just hard to invest into TV shows, me personally, because like it is a big commitment. You have to sit down. You're like, that's 8 hours. That story definitely could have been summed up in a 2.5 hour movie, maybe. Um, so out of these, it's just out of what they've put out for Star Wars, it's hard to probably the TV shows just because the Mandalorian I think is probably the best thing they've put out for Star Wars. Even though it is a TV show, like I feel like that's worth watching.
Ooh, hot takes, controversial. Go ahead, go ahead, Curtis.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me. I like watching the movies for they're my number one, but I do like the TV series or some of them. Well, and the cartoons because it like they always put in a lot of stuff in those especially the cartoons from novels and stuff like that, and they bring things in. And
Yeah. Ramrod and Tusk, you guys take it. I'll be right back. You guys continue.
yeah, and it's it's hard for me because I got into like a lot of the novels and stuff back in the '90s and
Yeah,
comic stuff and all that.
I remember reading a lot of the novels. And again, there's a lot of good source material right there that they could be using.
Exactly.
And I mean, they've used it a little bit, like in Rebels, and but
Yeah.
yeah, I think for me though, I'm kind of like Ben. I'd rather have it in the movie, unless it's a series that really hits the mark for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really liked.
Audible hasn't added support for that with Siri.
Okay, Siri, shut up. Okay, so for a TV series, for me to really enjoy it, it just has to hit the mark. And while I think Mandalorian is really good, it's not like a bullseye. It's not one of those series I'm going to go back and watch over and over and over again.
Yeah.
The movies I would go back and watch over and over.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, and a TV series I might go back and watch it like every few years. I just sit down and binge watch it. But Mandalorian, I probably won't watch it more than once more. Unless there's a lot of time in between, and I just really feel like going back and watching it. But even though I liked it, and I think it was a really good show.
Yeah, like the TV series, I might go back and watch a certain episode or something. I won't watch like the whole thing.
Yeah,
I think they could have made the Mandalorian into a movie. I just don't think that they were willing to take that kind of risk and put that budget behind it, especially after what had happened with with the Last Jedi and the Force with the Rise of Skywalker. With all that stuff, they're like, dude, we can't afford to lose this kind of money.
Also, I think that's the way that Filoni and
Favreau
got that in, is by doing a series and not trying to do a movie.
Yeah,
if they would have been trying to do a movie, I think what's her face, Kennedy would have been in it too much.
Yeah.
That's more high profile.
Matter of fact, the guy in charge of Marvel, he was supposed to do a movie, and Kathleen Kennedy came out during Star Wars Celebration a couple months ago and said they're not doing any movies for a while. And supposedly those two are kind of arguing.
Oh, are you talking about the Taika Waititi guy?
Feige?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think something to Feige, Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
What's
Kevin
that?
something with Kevin Feige and Kathleen.
Yeah.
Kennedy.
I
Yeah, it
saw
was like a year or so ago
I-
that I heard that the execs at Disney was like giving him the reins for Star Wars to try to get it back on track, but I haven't seen anything about it since.
Yeah, they moved it to where he was going to do a movie, and supposedly he likes Star Wars way better than Marvel.
I think eventually,
having nothing to do with them now.
I think eventually what they'll do is, I mean, it's been there for a while though. I think Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau will probably be like they will probably be taking over. To be honest with you, they've done so much for the Star Wars franchise with just bringing in certain people and bringing in different ideas. They've been able to do what George Lucas wanted to do from a long time ago, and they're trying to just bring in a good creative team that where they only were able to do it through Clone Wars and everything else like that. They did it with the Mandalorian. It's a slow build. I mean, but even with Jon Favreau, he got what's the name of that special effects team that he started that did the whole LED? I can't remember the name of it anymore. I used to know it. But like that's his technology, man. He invested into it. That's one reason I think they brought him in is because like he started putting money into actually special effects, and like he basically did what George Lucas did with the practical in the starting of CGI, but now he's using more of the LEDs, and he's the one that basically pushed for all that and found a way to make those movies look awesome without having to blow their budget on everything,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Filoni's definitely like George Lucas, but better, like more knowledgeable, I guess, with stuff. So I guess like his, I don't know, he's got the same thought though as George Lucas.
Well, he worked with George all those years on like Clone Wars. You know,
Yeah.
it's basically his apprentice, and on top of that, he was a huge Star Wars nerd to begin with. So that's why all this stuff's turned out as good as it has.
Yeah.
Something to do with that cowboy hat he wears, I assume. That's sorcery about it. But yeah, that's like one of those things people always wonder why that show turns out so good, and it's because like you have people that are already invested in the franchise outside of professional whatever, like they're fans of it, so it turns out well.
Oh yeah,
They really need to get rid of Kennedy, and it's unfortunate that when you get to the level that she is, they can't just fire her. It's more political, and
There you go, Ramrod. You got me stirred up again.
it is. It's political. It's there's nothing else you could say about it. It's already been proven. Like it's politics with her.
Well,
What are you talking about, Kennedy? You talking about Kennedy?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? She's level-headed. There's no politics involved whatsoever.
I wouldn't even say it's politics, actually. Like, if you think about George Lucas and like what he did with Star Wars, we were saying him having creative control, and at some part of that, that's a good thing because George Lucas wasn't driven by like he's his own company. It's not about how much money he can make the shareholders. It's like what he wants to make himself.
yeah,
You look at Disney, like she's not in creative control, even though like we think she's probably the creative person. Like she is a person whose job is to maximize profits for the shareholders, and like whatever they need done, it's her job to go out and do. So if they're like, hey, we need you to have like this many characters, or like this kind of characters, or like this character put in there, or we need you to make a whole bunch of new characters because we don't want to pay royalties to George Lucas. So we need you to make, and that's how we maximize profits. It's her job to like go out there and do that.
Yeah.
So I think
they've actually lost. They've lost their. With everything that they've done with Star Wars, they've actually lost money now.
Holy crap! How?
Yeah, they lost money. They lost.
How did they lose money?
Well, they started losing money because they started investing in it wrong. And so like what a lot of people don't know is towards the end of like I think it might have been like 2018, 2019, they brought in on their board. This is going like I can get in deep with like Disney stuff. But they brought in on the board creative consulting and the management was a person from the McDonald's board. And so it went from
Go ahead.
their ice cream machines don't even work. So how are you going to bring somebody in from McDonald's to tell you how to run a business? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's when they started cutting corners. That's one you brought up a valid point though, because in Star Wars, even in Galaxy's Edge, they purposely wrote Galaxy's Edge to not have George Lucas's characters because he still owns. He gets paid for those characters still, so he gets a small percentage. So they will not use those characters in parks because if they do, including merchandise, if they promote more, that's more money that they don't actually make. He gets more of that money, so they chose not to do that, which is why they're trying to do the whole new reboot basically with adding newer characters to the franchise, and they were hoping for something else to come out of it.
Dude, I don't know if I could keep from going the dark side if they rebooted shit. It's like, fuck that, because that's a whole universe we're starting over again. No, hell no, that's a lifetime.
Well, they pretty much tried. That's why you have, they tried to expand it with the slight reboot with Kylo Ren and the Emperor Palpatine coming back. They realized they made a huge mistake because I don't believe Palpatine was supposed to be at the end. I think they were just like, boom, let's throw him in. We got clone zombies.
Do you think that's a result of having some bitch come in right in the middle and change everything? And he thought it would be funny just to change it, so J.J. Abrams has to come in and do something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely because he had to try to fix everything. He's like, I got to fix this. Like, I got to fix it somehow, and I got to bring Palpatine. I got to bring some characters, people. And I believe Kathleen Kennedy was like, we got to get somebody that everybody loves, and they're gonna love to see this person that everybody hates on the screen.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't think anybody here has worked on cars before, but there's a saying in working on cars that J.J. Abrams had to do. It's called fixing Cadillacs with spoons. You don't fix Cadillacs with spoons, bro. You need actual tools, and that's basically what he had to deal with. But man, dude, I don't think I could handle it. I'd have to take it in for a while. But a reboot on Star Wars, fuck, dude, no. What's up, DFS?
They could go back and do like pre Star Wars. They go back to the Old Republic
but that's not a reboot though.
It's not a reboot, but it's new characters.
Right.
They have to pay royalties on.
My
they
favorite
have to actually put the effort into developing characters that people want to see.
My favorite part of probably like one of the movies is when Poe turns to I think Finn. He says, "They can fly now." They could fly now,
dude.
And I was like, dude, they could fly in some of the other parts. I mean, come on, man. Haven't you seen Return of the Jedi? Buffett's he's got a jetpack, man.
No, the person that made the movie didn't see Return of the Jedi, bro. He didn't see it.
There are just parts of that. I'm just like, I just remember in the commercial, I saw that and I was trailer. I was like, are we serious, man? We're serious about this,
man.
guys?
The shareholders like jokes.
So
I do have to say, there's some really bad jokes in that movie. I really actually like. So, some really awful ones.
I love the first one. I'm in the minority. I like Force Awakens. I watched that for like 3 years off and on. I have like certain movies that if I need to.
Oh, Force Awakens, that thing was awesome, dude.
My mind gets going too fast. So if I want to calm it down, I'll have certain movies I watch. Like Force Awakens is one of them. Transformers, the movie 86 movie is one of them. Terminator, Salvation is one of them. Basically, I'll watch a movie. And if I can't concentrate on it, if I don't know what they said, I'll rewind it until I realize what they said. But that's one of the 3 movies that I'll watch to kind of fix my mind. You got to go, Ben? I see over there, Mike. Maybe you got to go.
Oh, no, I don't got to go.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. But I like it, and I feel like they run that all. By the time they were done, then I'm like,
Yep.
Man, Kathleen Kennedy getting Pac all cranked up.
I actually like some of the scenes in Last Jedi too.
Oh, the opening.
There's some,
the Yoda scenes in the Last Jedi, I loved them.
I am so bad. Like, I know Force Awakens, but when they did what they did with the 8th movie, you hear me refer to them as 8th and 9th. It's because they made me angry. I don't even know which movie is titled which. I just know 8 and 9 because they pissed me off. So when you say The Last Jedi, is that number 9?
No, it's 8.
That's 8.
See, I can. When they did that,
How can you not forget that name, The Last Jedi? I
want to. I want to forget that shit, dude.
The
It's
whole
so
milk
bad.
scene is the best, bro.
Mm,
Milk. Give me some milk, bro.
Give me some of that green sour milk.
I'm surprised
Dude,
he
that-
could get a
oh, I
lip
know what
lock on there.
When he did that, I'm like, that's kind of fucking disgusting, dude. It's like he's like, yeah.
He
I'm like,
goes like this. He looks like
what the hell just happened, bro?
You know the look on his face. You know what was going through his mind.
Oh my god, he just looked like a rabid wild man from the mountains, dude. Just, oh man, that was brutal.
I will say one of my favorite scenes from any Star Wars movie is in that movie, and that is the final the battle between the Force Luke. That's one of my favorite parts because the one thing I didn't notice about that part, and I always love it when I go back and watch it, is when he takes his foot and goes across the ground. You don't see the sand move. It just goes across the ground, and they show it in like I remember the first time seeing it, I was like, the sand didn't move or whatever, the salt didn't move, and it does it again, and I was like, what is going on? And then in the movie you realize he's just the ghost. But I love that scene because of that one 60 seconds when he does that. It's one of my favorite scenes, just because you didn't expect it.
Dude, I keep reading this comment, dude. Marcos over in 3 Review says, if Kathleen Kennedy took over 86 Transformers reboot, I guarantee Cup would get pregnant by Hot Rod.
Yeah.
M3, Kathleen Kennedy would fuck up a porno, I bet.
Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, there's no love for Kathleen Kennedy till. Oh man. Come on.
I don't
now.
know. Whatever she did with Indiana Jones, the first few ones, she did pretty good. So I don't know what happened between that and the rest of the movie.
She wasn't
Between
really
the first Star Wars movies and whatever money she supplied, I don't know what happened.
She did.
Because she was involved in all of the New Hope, all of them, and then Indiana Jones, and then of course she did. Didn't she do? She also did
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park and Back to the Future, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I believe so.
What?
I mean,
Okay,
She did
what?
ET too. ET.
What did you just
E.T.
say?
How is she that old? What the fuck? There's
Did
no
she?
way-
Did you just mention my favorite movie ever, Back to the Future, and she had a part in it?
yeah, I believe she was
I
like
don't
the
know that.
executive
behind the
producer.
scenes.
I don't know that. I'm fired.
She was
Fine.
guided. She was guided by Spielberg, I think, at first.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it sounds.
She didn't
Go ahead.
control anything. She just like was a wheel.
It's more of a money person. I
Yeah.
think, it's obviously about not really creative decisions, but more like executive budget
Right.
decisions. You know what I mean?
Ben, is it more like she's let shit go to her head? Because it sounds like what she originally started doing, the movies she
Well,
was involved with early on were great. But
If
now,
she's
is the
that-
shit gone to her head? Go ahead.
If she's that old, I can only assume the early stages of dementia are sitting in, and so she doesn't really know what's going on.
There
And
we
she
go,
doesn't
man.
even know she's in charge of Star Wars. She thought they were making Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, just rebooting it, and like she's not for sure where she is. I'm guessing it's that. Kind of thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
she was executive producer on all of the Back to the Future movies. Yeah.
That is fucking crazy. What would she have been, like 10 years old?
Negative.
Like,
Negative. She's older than me.
She's old.
is she really
Yeah,
that old?
she's almost 70.
Yeah,
She
she's older.
started
69.
off right after she got out of.
God damn,
college.
she's getting those like rich people stem cells shot up into her. Like yeah, I would never have guessed. I would have guessed like maybe like 55.
Maybe she needs to go back to her roots and forget some of that fucking shit she got right in the middle and just go back to roots.
Like making ET 2.
Okay. Okay.
Just get her away from Star Wars.
Oh my god.
I mean, she's basically been like executive producer on almost on Rogue Squadron. I mean, all of them, all the.
Really? That's interesting.
So, man, I wonder what. So,
Every Jurassic Park movie, 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Goonies. I forgot about Goonies. Gremlins as well.
She was ET too, right?
I believe so. She was, executive producer of E.T.
I know
As well as-
Ramrod's got that computer at his helm.
Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's another good one. That's actually one of my favorite movies, actually.
But you know what? You know, as a creator,
Oh,
You
you,
know,
just
and I-
like Jessica Rabbit.
I don't veer to say that I understand on the level that she has created stuff or done with stuff. But if you create anything, if you go back and and just look at the stuff you started at, and then look at the stuff you do now, and you watch as you go. Sometimes you lose your way along it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you get so much power and you've been in the industry so long, it's hard to take anybody's advice, I guess. Like,
Well, guess what?
do you know who the fuck I am? I sat in on ET. Don't tell me this is a bad idea. Film the scene with the milk. Film that shit. And then they filmed it.
Okay.
And like,
I mean,
it was bad.
okay, she's probably like the Harvey Weinstein of like the sci-fi films. I mean, for real, dude.
Oh.
So, I mean, think about it. I mean, like, how much dirt does she have? She actually co-created, the what's the name is Abilene,
Oh, yeah. His
Amblin?
production company.
Amblin. She co-created that with Steven Spielberg and Frank Marshall.
Yep.
So that's one thing I did not know. I didn't know she did that.
And I knew she had something. She'd done something with Spielberg.
Yeah, I knew that she was in the works back, in all those movies. Because when people started talking crap about her, some other people said, well, she's done all this. And so I went and looked it up. And yeah, she's been, a producer, working as a producer with all these, people, Spielberg, a lot of his movies. And it's just crazy. To me, it feels like, she put up a front, to all these, creators. And then George Lucas, she got in good with him, and then he handed it over to her, and she just said, aha, I got it now. I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah. No, you're
Regardless of what I promised, I'm going to do what I want.
I'm gonna let y'all know, like right here. Let me take it off my stand right here. I make notes, right? Because when the camera comes on, you'll forget shit. So this is all part of my agenda right here. Let's see. Open discussion at the end. Kathleen.
Dang.
But no, man, we ran a little bit long. I ran a little bit longer than we kind of had material for because Curtis Schultz is on, and man, it's been a long time coming for you to be on, and I know that it's hard that we all couldn't kind of get to talk as much as we want to.
Right.
But it gets hard when you have 5 people on the stream, but we definitely wanted to have you on. If anybody has any topics, if anybody in here has a topic, we'll do one more, and then we'll make like a baby and head out.
She is executive producer on Joe versus the Volcano.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we all have misses, bro.
The Last Airbender.
So, any topics going once? Looks like we're done. Nobody's saying anything.
Anybody got any collectibles?
Oh, we want to talk some toys. Curtis wants to talk some toys. So if anybody needs to bounce out right now, go ahead and do that. I understand that we might be on a little bit longer than you want. So if you guys need to go, we might be talking about some toys right now. Because Ben, we're gonna be pulling like at least a two-hour duty tomorrow night, bro.
I'm cool with that. I always got some toys to show off somehow.
Yeah, man. Hey, so Tusk, tomorrow we'll introduce Ben to M3 reviews for the first time.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Who's that guy? Who's M3?
Okay, so does anybody have any toys they want to go? Ramrod, you had something. Why don't you show that sumbitch?
Oh, yeah.
Power Director says, am I the only one that wants a 6-inch Indiana Jones figure? Okay. So
Nope, you're not the only one.
Ramrod, show it to the camera, Ramrod. We got...
I haven't opened it yet, but yeah.
Oh, he's got head, bro. Ramrod got head.
Nice.
Don't know if we're going to get the body or not, but, here it is.
Well,
at least got the head.
Fans Toys has a problem with producing bodies.
No, I still haven't completed my combiner yet.
Oh, man. What else we got?
Outrider, but Outrider is they did something different with their boxes here. They don't have a picture of the character on the box anywhere.
That makes you think the rumors of different people, employees changing over in the company might be true.
Yeah, this is going a long way to convince me that the rumors have some validity.
DFS says sick ramrod, and M3 Review says nice ramrod. Nice ramrod. Hey, M3 Reviews, that's kind of disgusting, bro. Talking about his ramrod.
Yeah, keep this PG.
Oh, he has plenty of chances to get me back tomorrow night and bust my balls. So I'll take some shots right now. What you got? You got anything new, Curtis?
Yeah, I got some new stuff. I got let's see.
What it
I
is?
finally got into this and a whole nother rabbit hole to go down
sick.
to.
I do some revelations. I don't have that cat yet.
Yeah, well, Amazon had a sale, and I said, okay, I'm finally gonna jump in. I jumped in on these, so like this, I like this Battle Cat.
Dude, if you strip all of his armor off, he makes one of the best fucking cringers of all time.
Yeah, he's a. Oh, let me get it up there. I'm not used to that. Okay, there we go.
Dude, look at that. I mean, like, as I was a kid, a saber-toothed tiger was one of my favorite animals.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Hey,
the
you said
sword is
you got that on a sale at Amazon. How much was it, if you don't mind me asking?
Basically $24. At the stores are 40.
Jesus.
Right. Yeah, they went down at Targets a long time ago, but they're still
Oh, did
Walmart's.
they?
Yeah, they're still Walmart's for full price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I got him. I got He-Man for like I think $14.
I'm waiting for I never got that one because I feel like his head looks like a little boy. I'm waiting for the 40th anniversary.
Okay. And then I also got Savage He-Man and Orko. Those were I think $17 on sale. And
Man, I
then-
still need Orko and the Origins, man.
Bro,
Something one
man,
time.
you missed that.
Yeah.
You gotta go. You gotta go secondary market now, bro. You fucked, sons.
You saw it one time. You left it there for me.
Hey, I picked you up some stuff this weekend, and you didn't even fucking like. Hey, what is it, man? Hey, when you want to meet up, it's just like, huh? Okay, I got stuff for
Fennec.
him.
I'll wait to see it when you bring it somewhere.
I got Fennec.
Fennec
What?
Shand.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too over the weekend.
Her face is pretty good.
I like the cloth they put on the actual bottom part. Is
Bro.
that the small one, right? Yeah.
This is
Bro.
the 6-inch.
French.
Oh, okay.
French Fry loves that character because she was on Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
She loved that show.
I have one nitpick about that character, that particular outfit though. Like, how come they in the 3-inch, she's got the cloth on the bottom half, when that one's like plastic? I don't understand that. You know what I mean?
I think this one was kind of like rushed, maybe.
Yeah,
Use me
'cause, like,
both, Prophet.
The smaller version of that one actually looks better than that larger
Yeah,
one for some reason.
I got that one too, but that's way upstairs. And then I got him.
What is it?
Oh, dude, that's the one I need. Where'd you find him at?
I got him from Amazon.
That's cool. That's the one I want.
I know.
I'm
it
actually
is.
looking for a Santa Claus action figure 6-inch.
Santa
real.
Claus. Hey, Tuss, do you know why Santa Claus doesn't have children?
No, why?
Because he only comes once a year.
Oh God,
Ooh.
that's awful.
Open discussion, Kathleen. It's true. Tell me it's not true.
I picked up this.
Hey, it's not your turn, man.
Shut up. Whose turn is it?
Whoever got something ready, I guess.
It's you and Ben. It's up to you and Ben. Go ahead.
Hey,
Tuss.
Go.
Ready.
I'll let Ben
I do
go.
want to point
No,
out
you do a Tusk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Once
But
Wait a minute. Go ahead. What up,
Once
Ramrod?
once I pull the plastic off, I could see that there is a light etching of the character.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, there
oh, yeah.
and the truck mode there.
That's cool.
So
Nice.
Go
but
ahead.
it is
Tuss.
different.
Go ahead.
I
Tuss.
stopped in.
Hey, power of the son of a biscuit.
I stopped in at Vintage Toy Mall on the
I
way
knew it was
back
Vintage.
through, and I picked up this sweet knockoff. Beep.
Oh,
Whoa! Fuck that, dude. That thing's the fucking balls, bro.
Heck yeah,
I
it
love
is, bro.
those
Yeah.
things.
$8, bro.
Is that Remco?
I don't think so, man. It's a true knockoff. I think it's a knockoff of
Oh,
Remco.
dude, that thing's awesome.
Dude, I love these guys. I try to pick them up every time I see them.
Hey,
That's awesome.
Marcos,
That's awesome.
Marcos, look at them pecs, bro. Look at them.
Boom.
Did he
Boom.
come with any weapons?
He didn't. He just came just like this.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
came with
Nothing.
he came with your mom action figure. To
I
go
got
with
that.
platypus duck bill.
And then I picked up my grill, one of my grills I've been looking for, and because I haven't been able to
Grail?
find one local, but.
Grail.
Yeah. dude,
Oh. Dang.
Did you say that came from vintage stock?
No, this actually came from Celebrity Car Museum in Branson, Missouri.
What?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
They had it sitting up in the shelf because they had the 18 van there, and they had it sitting up on the shelf. I was like, "How much do you want for that?" And they're like, $75.
Why
I'm like,
is
"I
this
will take that
for-
right now." Yes, sir.
What's up,
I will.
Animal Mother Customs 80? What up?
That's
The blistered yellow, but man, dude, these are going for like 150 to 125 plus shipping
I was about
on
to say that.
eBay and stuff. They're
that
going
card
pretty
is
high now.
perfect.
They had the whole 18. And this is the 5-back too, by the way. It's not the other one, so this
What
is
year?
even harder to
What year?
find. Is this one? What year is this one? 83.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite movies. Like, fuck the brand new one. The brand new one's cool, but man, I love that old show.
This show, dude, this is one of my favorite shows of all time. Dude. It's one of the few shows my mom would let me watch, and I love this thing, man.
Dun,
But
dun,
B.A.
dun.
Baracus, man, seeing him, dude,
Dun, dun,
like he is
dun.
perfect. Like he is in perfect condition.
Dun,
Like the
dun,
machine gun,
dun.
the machine gun had fallen out of the actual blister down here, but I'm not worried about that.
Hey, dude, no, we
I'm
ain't
not worried
tripping
about
on that, bro. We ain't tripping on
Yeah,
that.
I'm not
at all.
tripping. I thought it was a great find, man. That was one of my
Yeah.
favorites, man. When I saw it sitting up on the shelf, I was like, I thought they were gonna say it was gonna be like 150, $200 because like a lot of times you go to a place and they're like, we want $300 for that because it's just it's a tourist area, right?
Man,
But the sticker was faded on it, and I was like, I wonder if they realize what they have, and they're like 75. I'm like, oh yeah, take it out right
congratulations
now.
on that. Awesome.
And that's also where I picked up that Mini Cooper treasure hunt for $10. That's going for outrageous money right now. They just
Mini
I guess
Cooper? The
Mini
Mini Cooper
Cooper.
is?
the Mini Cooper 2005.
Oh, yeah, wrong one. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
I bought it for dude. I bought it for $10. I have it in here somewhere, but I bought it for $10, and I was like, is that $10? They're like, yeah, it's $10. I'm like, yeah, give me that too.
What up, Jay Holla? What up?
I did pick up a John Wick character, Diamond Select. Those are pretty sweet too.
John Wick.
Oh, nice.
Ben.
Which one did you get? Did you get the one where he's in the black suit or the one in the shirt?
The one in the black suit. I actually like that. I like the one with the white shirt. He's got a white shirt and the tie, and he's got the machine gun. I like that one.
That's a good one.
I mean, this one was only 20. This was 28.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
comes with
pretty
the two.
smart.
Yeah, I thought it was a great pickup. Because most everybody want like 30 to $50 for him now.
Yeah, it's been a
Oh,
while
man.
since he came out. I
Yeah.
remember they did do one in the full Diamond Select package where he has
Yeah.
the dog, but I'm pretty sure that one's like $50-$60 now.
Yeah, that's the cool one. He comes with like a machine gun, like the book, and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, that's a good one
Yeah.
too.
Oh, Ben, do you want to show your stuff tonight or do you want to show it tomorrow?
No, dude,
Bro,
I'll probably
He wants to
unbox
do it both, man. He's got two streams.
it. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta take off. I'll see you later.
Oh, no.
Alrighty, man.
We got to give a shout out to Ramrod, the man who was once a leader of Cola, the Super Troopers, bro.
Hey, you need me bringing my liter of cola next time you come down.
Oh, what flavor, sir?
Cherry.
Oh, damn. Game day. Where's Bragg 45? Shout out to Bragg 45, bro. All right, man.
See you later.
See you later, Ramrod.
See you, man.
Peace.
Dude, I found up there, man. I found some weird stuff too, man.
No, that's cool. Here, go.
Yeah, one of the with the
See that cover.
yeah, it's a cool cover.
Yeah.
99 cents.
We actually about ready to fucking
Yeah.
stream pretty soon anyway, but because I'm gonna be going on tomorrow night too. Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Ben, you thought I was getting stupid tonight. Just wait till tomorrow, man. It's the rough side drags tomorrow night.
Dude, I need to get on one of your action figure ones too,
Yes,
man.
sir. You've been on one. We need to get you on again. Yes, sir.
Have I? I don't remember
Yes,
being on
sir.
one.
Me. Yes. Don't make me look it up. Have you forgot?
Yeah, I think I forgot. I don't think I made that one.
Yes, you did. You've been on with me and Marcos. Yep.
That must have been a long time ago. Oh, that was with the that was the Hot Wheels one with Marcos.
No, I had you on the regular one too.
No.
I was positive. Hey,
It was Holla. Holla was on there. Tampa was on it.
no, I think it's on. Whoa, dude. Oh, so Marco says tomorrow night, get ready for shots. Shots, Ben. He's
Yeah,
like,
shots.
fuck y'all.
Trust me, I have not been on the action figure one. I would remember that one.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got invited to, and
I've
you had another
invited
guy.
you. I know it.
Yeah, and someone had fell out or they couldn't do it because you had you had full spots for it. But I haven't been on that one yet. That's one I haven't been on. That'd be a fun one too.
Oh, hey,
They're all fun.
like you and Big Stan always have an open welcome. If I'm doing so and you want to do it, just hit me up, man. So
I haven't been on anything with Big Stan in a long time. I think the last one we did was a while back.
bro, when
Yeah.
you're on with Big Stan, it's time to get
No,
down
I'm on.
now,
No,
bro.
when I'm on with Big Stan, I'm not on your show. I'm on Big Stan's show because he takes over.
Big Stan. Have you been watching the Wrestle Chat that we do on his channel?
I see it every once in a while. The big thing about the wrestling stuff is I just like the older stuff for some reason. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't get into certain character. You know, I have my main ones that I like. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
So
who's
it's
gonna
like-
be. That's who's gonna be on with us tomorrow night, Ben. Bullwinkle 80. He
Oh,
does.
nice.
We got a panel of people who collect all toys, just fucking all toys.
All
So,
toys.
All
Nice.
toys, bro.
That's how I am, dude. It looks like a nightmare in here sometimes.
Yeah, dude, same. Jesus
So if
Christ.
Tuss swings through and he's like, "Hey, man, give me a link. I'll be on there for like 10 minutes." You know it's good. You know it's good, bro. All right, so Ben, I see you. What you got?
All right, so I have this.
You better buy something new for tomorrow too.
Yeah, right now it's already on its way to my house. Little rowboat stalker.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Oh dang.
Actually,
what is that?
It's Stalker, but he's in a. It's one of those stupid ass GI Joes. I think it was like 86 or 87.
I think it might have been later than that.
So they start getting like crazy with it, but like it was Stalker in a rowboat, which is, I mean, I like the guys with masks, so like, and I think that's actually a pretty good looking Stalker head sculpt. So
Didn't they have a stalker that had like an action voice activated pack in the 90s as well?
They had a lot of those.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like a space Stalker too, and of course,
Yeah.
Master.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah, no, he is sick.
M3 Review says, "I love nightmares." Well, tomorrow night will be a fucking nightmare. So there you go.
And then I actually finally found this at Walmart. I've been looking for it forever, but
Ooh,
like that Flash Gordon 2-pack with Ming.
mang.
I have the rich and oh wait, does Flash Gordon? What does he look like? Does he have a different outfit? Is it like
Yeah,
cloth?
this is the movie ones.
Oh,
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I got the first one when they first came out, the comic one. I actually thought those were pretty cool with the Phantom.
I have that one too. I have like,
The Phantom one, the Phantom looks really good.
dude, the Phantom is awesome, and they just made one where he comes with like skulls. And then my sideshow,
Sideshow.
Big Lebowski just came in.
oh dang.
Dude, what'd you pay for 500 for that one?
No, it was like 250. I mean, it's
Oh, that's not bad for that one. then.
Oh,
no, it's just as bad. Once it gets over $200, you're like, fuck, really? No, but this was
Sometimes,
sideshow exclusive, and it comes with like a little joint hand.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
Sometimes I look at those, I'm like, man, they're not worth it. But then like you see like the Big Lebowski's really cool, and like the Hellboy's really cool in that layout.
yeah.
Some of the Star Wars ones, they kind of get a little bit like they're not as detailed as what you want, but some of the times, like especially like the ones with hair, they look
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Now I don't get very many, and so I have Darth Vader. I used to have like the DeLorean and all the Martys and all the Docs, but I got rid of them. And I don't know. I kind of wanted to limit it on sideshow stuff because, like, at the end of the day, it is just a figure that's sitting on my shelf. And like,
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, man.
dude, I had all the Hot Toys for Back to the Future, and then NECA started making all their stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, those actually like look really nice. And
I'm the
like,
only person. When them NECA things come out, I grabbed the Marty McFly off the shelf, and I'm like, oh, he don't have Nike. He don't have the swooshes on his Nikes. I put
No.
it right the fuck back down. I'm like, you can't get
You
the
customize it, man. Just put it
No.
on there. Just draw a little bit on there.
No,
you know what's crazy? The Hot Toys didn't have it either because Hot Toys
Yeah, they
couldn't
can't.
Yeah, so you couldn't get the they couldn't put the Nike on like his bag that he carries his shoes in, and Back to the
Mhm.
Future 2 or that like capsule. And there was like a bunch of stuff missing from the figures, like the decals
When
on
The
somebody
Mattel
does-
Mattel design on the hoverboard.
When somebody
Yeah.
does, I will grip up on that motherfucker fast.
Dude, you imagine how expensive that toy would be?
Yeah.
If it had the Nike, the Mattel symbol on it. I mean, it'd
No.
be crazy.
So
All right.
like the guy I bought them from put water slide decals on them, but like after that, like I was looking at them and like NECA does an awesome job with their Back to the Future stuff.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're done here. We're gonna kill this stream. We gotta give a huge shout out to Curtis Schultz. It's been an honor to be able to do a show with you, man. It's been a long time.
It's been an honor. Hope to do it again.
Yeah, great to put a face to the name, man. Because I don't
Yeah,
see you in the comments, so it's really
Yeah.
cool.
But
Thanks for having me, guys. And it was definitely fun. My first time being on something like this this long.
yeah,
Hey, well, you did well, man. You did well.
yeah. I wish I could get you on a show with maybe not as many people because you get a little more talk time. But it's hard rolling fives, man. We did the best we could with rolling fives tonight, man.
Yeah, I thought it was
So-
pretty good.
I thought it was good. It was great.
Yeah. And I don't know when you will see the Star Wars crew here on 3 Live Stream again. # Oklahoma Crew, but we will be back. We might do the cartoon show with Obi-Wan, or we'll be in contact, but this won't be the last time you see us. We will rise. We will rise
I'm
again.
gonna be Reva Skywalker.
Yeah, Reva Scott.
Bro, has
Do not know
anybody
the power
found?
of the dark side.
Has anybody found before we go the Walmart exclusive Black Series Grievous?
No.
No,
But I found Emperor Palpatine though.
I need that Grievous,
everywhere.
bro. We gotta talk about Grievous is like up there with like Darth Maul and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Grievous.
I was at Walmart yesterday and I saw Dengar and they had C-3PO from the archive, but
I quit
Yeah.
filming. I quit filming the action figures because I know what Ben does. He sees it and he goes and gets them all.
dude,
I'm
I didn't. No,
just
I
kidding.
don't even buy them anymore. I'm like, how much is one Black Series? It's $54 fucking dollars. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna start collecting.
What's
and-
funny is I haven't seen a Palpatine at all in Oklahoma City, but in Branson I found 2 of them, and they wouldn't ring up in the automotive area, and the guy's like, here, and just gave it to me.
Really?
Like straight up, was like, it was not ringing up, and he just gave it. He just put it in the bag, gave it to me.
Damn right. I'm not gonna.
I was like, okay, let's head on out.
I shouldn't have to stand here forever while you guys figure it out. Take care of me. My time's important. If it don't ring up, give me them shits. So
Right? Like the lady behind you just stole like $48 in bananas. Like, and you guys are trying to figure out how much this $5 action figure is.
oh man, but dude, I want to say thank you to Ramrod, thank you to Ben, Tusken TV, Kurt Kenobi, everybody in the chat, Bullwinkle, M3 Reviews. Let me go through it. Animal Mother Customs, DFS Infinities in the house. Let's see. who else
Neo.
is here? Neo was here tonight. The Prophet Director. Man, the Prophet Director is a good guy to have a talk with. If you missed our show last week, he was on it. Great guy to have a talk with. Let me go through real quick here. Simple Customs. Fast Eddie was up in this bitch.
Jay Holla.
Big Stan, Pop the Trunk, Jay Holla, Zelda Racing. I think that's going to do it. I had something else to say. Oh, somebody told me it's time to go. We're out.